I'm not a numbers person. How to make good decisions in a data-rich world. Written and narrated by Dr. Selena Fisk. Recorded and produced by Brisbane Audiobook Production, 2023. Introduction. In today's business environment, organisations accumulate massive amounts of data, and their ability to make informed decisions and drive business performance depends in a part on their acumen and competency in analysing these data and converting them into actionable insights. Darake, 2021. My friend Michael runs 2 photography companies and has done so for the last 10 years. He's a self-professed nerd and loves everything tech-related. I was recently talking to him about his business, about the progress he was making and how he makes financial decisions. It surprised me when this spreadsheet-loving, numbers-mad person told me that even though he tracks every dollar earned and spent to the cent, he's not sure what to do with all the other data he has access to. He regularly uses Google Analytics to look at how his website is performing, where his customers come from, and how long they spend looking at different pages. But he admitted he doesn't actually know what he should be paying attention to or what to do about it. He says that it is interesting information, but he doesn't do anything with it. At the opposite end of the spectrum, there are organisations that pride themselves on being data-driven. One example is Expedia, a company that has access to and uses extensive amounts of data. The 2015 merger of Expedia and Orbitz led to the development of a huge travel organisation that holds and collects millions of complex data points, meaning that, as of 2017, Expedia needed approximately 150 data scientists on staff to cater for and harness the huge amounts of information. This data is used to do things like predict user behaviour, provide recommended hotel offerings, and organise options based on ratings, cost or duration. Over the last 2 years, individual staff, and Expedia as a whole, have promoted and shared their data-driven culture with others, as they feel it has given them a competitive edge, that it sets them apart in understanding consumer behaviour. Irrespective of where you sit on the spectrum of data and evidence use, from not knowing what to use or how to use it, through to capitalising on data, and regardless of whether you are a solopreneur, a small business owner, an emerging leader, or in an executive leadership role, life in the 21st century dictates that you need to know your numbers and use them to enhance your impact. Increasingly, executives and board members around the world are held personally responsible for knowing the data, meaning that this understanding helps minimise and mitigate risk, not only for businesses, but for individuals. Whether you're organising your home budget and feeding your kids, or running a multinational, multi-million-dollar organisation, it is no longer sufficient to say, but I'm not a numbers person, and believe that it is somebody else's job to keep a track of the numbers. We all need to be data literate and able to ask the right questions at the right time. Data is all around us, and the quantities of data that we have access to are increasing at an extraordinary rate. Masses of data have been growing exponentially for the last few decades. However, finding a consensus on just how much data is out there is quite difficult. In a publication by the World Economic Forum, Jeff Desjardins, founder and editor at Visual Capitalist, estimated that by 2020 there would be 40 times more bytes of data than there are stars in the observable universe. That amount of data is incomprehensible, and to be honest, I don't even really understand how or where all that information is stored. But what we do know is that this increased volume of data needs increased storage space. The largest data centre in the world is currently being built in the Nevada desert. While the average data centre occupies approximately 100,000 square feet, the new centre, Switch's Citadel campus, will contain 7.3 million square feet of data storage. The dataverse in which we find ourselves is continuing to expand exponentially. Whether you realise it or not, you are generating and being exposed to more data than ever before. While this might sound daunting, it means that you have more evidence than ever before to inform your decisions. If you weren't great at maths at school, or you feel that you need to get better with numbers, either for your current role or to move up to the next level, then this is the book for you. No longer is it enough to settle for numbers not being your strength, or to hope that somebody else will analyse and act on the data for you. We desperately need more humans on this planet who fundamentally understand and respond to the evidence that they have, as well as significant numbers of people who can critically engage in conversations about data and numbers and use them in a way that informs what they do. How do you use data?
Sample complete. Ready to continue?